Okay, guys, I'm going live on here. I'm not really ready to go yet, though. I'm just going to kind of go live a little bit ahead. That's what they do, you know. I'm get my stuff ready, but. Okay, I'm coming. I just gotta grab my treats here. Let's just say it's a process. Explain that to people when they come over. They expect me to just come rushing out. I go, no, it's a process. Just get out of my house. You're not going anywhere. Oh, I know. They're ready to come in. Okay, get my light going here. Oh, crap. Okay, I don't know why it loses the screen like that. It seems like if I go to cancel, it gets the screen back. Alright, there's my lighting. Okay, so they're outside, and I'm adding a recall by getting them in and out. I mean, what am I going to do? Get each one in, each one out 9 times a day? It's not going to be possible. So I've got the little banging sound. I like to do it on the interior wall first. You're kind of building up the excitement. Oh, here they come. Now there's lighting in. You little peanuts. And then, if you said you can bang a pen like that by any puppies, I don't think you can. I don't think you can, but God, just lunging at it. Lunging, I tell you. Oh, you little sparkly peanuts. Anyway, it's called Ugly Out. That's not really what it's called, so I'm not going out there. He said, no, I'm not. I'm just not going out there. It's too awful. It's too windy and cold and terrible. All right, let me put this light over. Okay, so remember, you can see where we'd be developing a pattern of behavior if every time they jumped up. Oh, I love puppies. Oh, puppies love me. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Knock it off. Okay, so if you said, what are we looking for? Again, for them to not jump up. If you said, what if they do? Who cares? It's just not going to work at all. Oh, but this, on the other hand, is going to work absolutely perfect. If you said, if you watch them, they will say to themselves, they look around to see what's working. Look at him. He says, I see what's working. I see what's working. Watch him, watch him. You precious little one. If you say, well, he already knows how to sit. Exactly, that's what people need to understand. You're no effing genius. You learned how to sit in actually literally half a second. So if you're spending a lot of time working on that garbage, watch him though. He's gonna repeat the behavior. There's no reason not to. If you said, why shouldn't you say sit? Then it's your idea. You're just validating that they've got a lot of good ideas. You know, if you said, well, that's what my friends do. That's what my best friends do. No, I like that idea. Oh, this is one of the better ideas. This, and this. This, on the other hand, is not working for me. This is one of the better. Oh, just fell completely down. That was so funny. That wasn't working, so just did the complete opposite. It just fell completely down. You precious monkey. If you said, what am I doing? No, I'm just conscious that my feet aren't together. You've got to be as small as possible. If you said, what about scooting your feet around? I know like people like to scoot their feet around. They do. You'll get people, the puppy starts biting their feet. They start scooting their feet around. It's ridiculous. If you said, then it repeats the behavior. If you said, well, that's what they did with Molly. I can only guess. I would seem that that's what it probably happened. If you said, based on her actions, there are dogs that have a foot predilection. It's true. Dogs with a foot fetish. If they bite you, it's going to be on the feet. If you said, well, that doesn't sound too bad. It's not until you have on flip-flops or something. Then it's a problem. Boots. So you can see what I've already got is not jumping. And I work on them systemically following me wherever I go. So if you say that, now that they like to play outside, I do just go out. You little peanuts. So if you said, okay, well, we're back to the jumping. I know, but it still doesn't work. It doesn't work. This, on the other hand, is working great. You know, people just don't give them a chance. If you said, what would your normal person do? No, you don't come in here. They start going, sit, 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 9 times. If you said, then what? Then, oh, we forgot one. Then they call professional trainers and say they already knows how to sit and shake and high five. You say, what do I say when I say that? I say, kill me now. That's like going to Harvard and saying, listen, my son can recite the alphabet. Lady, you're talking about graduate program here. Your son is 36 years old, madam. Oh, you absolutely precious. So you're just, again, you're not reacting to the behavior that you don't want. If something doesn't work at all, so if you say, what if it gets a reaction? No, that equals working. That means it works. It's just like these internet trolls. When they start with this, I understand now, I've been studying up on it, I've been experiencing a lot of narcissism lately. But they do this, what's called gaslighting, which is, oh, you're crazy. The way they do it on the internet is the laughing emojis and dismissing anything you say. So if you say, what do you mean, how does it happen to you? About my training. They don't have any videos, and I have all these videos, but if I post one, they laugh it away and just put laughing emojis and say, oh, you're crazy, LOL. They always end it with LOL. So if you said, is that a diagnosis? It's a tactic. So if you said, rather than viewing it with a critical eye and saying, it is coming to you pretty fast, they say, oh, that's such a bullshit ever, and you're crazy. I think that's any good. You're crazy if you think that's any good at all, and it's not, and you're a terrible trainer. And then laughing emojis. Lots of them. The more they put, if you say, oh, they just put like 10 laughing ones in a row. Or then they used to put, before the emojis, they put rolling on the floor, laughing their ass off. If you said, that sounds like a disturbing picture, doesn't it? Who's crazy then? Someone's that diabolically laughing that they're rolling on the floor. That sounds a little crazy to me. That sounds a little more like mental illness than somebody that's actually out there training dogs and putting it on video. You know, I could see it would sound a little crazy if I said, oh, I can just call their name and ba-boom, they come right to me. That doesn't sound believable. Right when I say their name, shoo, they just turn right around, come running right back. And that doesn't sound believable. I could see that if they said, oh, you're full of shit, this, that, and the other. Even when presented with hundreds of video examples, they still say, you're crazy, LOL, there's nothing to this. So I understand it's a tactic. I just didn't realize the extent. I understand more what it is. The psychiatrist, or this guy's a psychologist, he's a lecturer at Harvard. I put on his video, this is helping me a lot. He said, thanks for letting me know. I said, listen, what I'm trying to do here is take these people less personally and quit having such hysterical reactions to them and try to understand more. It's their condition. My reaction to it is what I can control. I can't control the fact that they, I know I'm not wrong. I know I'm not crazy. One day I'll look back and say, they actually said that wasn't any good. What? It's true. But I think in a way it was good, because if you said, well, you have a tendency to overdo everything. Maybe I can hire this psychiatrist to help me. I'm serious. I'll ask him if he does Skype consults. I don't care how much it costs. Just anything to help me intellectualize more what's going on here, to help myself understand it. The crazy emojis don't mean I genuinely am crazy. But, I'm sure if this guy analyzed me and he's going to do a lecture, he would say, oh, here's a textbook case of this and this and this. I don't think I'm some unique case. I think my reactions and actions and everything that I take are very textbook. I think these people would be able to look at me and say, oh, no, Jesus. There's a button right there. She's got this button sticking out on her forehead saying, push this button, push this button. And then when she does, she just explodes. I wouldn't be surprised, I wouldn't expect them to say, we're going to need a whole team to figure you out, lady. we're gonna need a whole team to figure out your brand of crazy lady. I don't think that's what it would be. I think they would say, listen, here's what's going on here. You're just allowing yourself, the second this dynamic gets in motion, to fall into this trap of acting this out. No, I'm serious. I'm gonna ask this guy, do you have Skype consults? Because I think I need help. If you said, according to these cyber lynch mobs on the internet, they said you need to see a psychiatrist. That's where you come in, Dr. Malkin. If you said then what, it ends up being like that Richard Gere movie. I gotta look it up where you're some psychiatrist. I don't remember exactly what happened. It was some crazy chick though. I know there was that. Okay, so they're chewing on my fingers. If you said what happens, nothing. My fingers don't even move at all. They don't. It doesn't work at all. If you said you like it, you know, I mean, if you said, well, they're touching you, they are. Okay, now scratch my hand. And Lorenzo, if you're there, I don't want you to be upset by me saying your hand was too low in that video, but once I looked at it from that perspective, you know, when you were here, it was harder, but I think you can see too what's going on. If you said, what would be a good thing if somebody said, if you said, what would be a good thing, if you said to me, listen, my left arm is in a sling, and they've wrapped it across my chest. So my arm is bent up like this. Am I going to still be able to train? I say, oh, for sure. Use this shoulder. You were trying to lead the dog with the hand in the treat. And if you said, I should have led it with the shoulder, yes. You should lead it with the shoulder. You are the precious peanut of the world. You see how quickly she went for the treat? Oh, she said, oh. And let's see if he does it. His instinct is to jump up. That's their natural instinct. Yeah, that was a little bit of a dip of the head. He's looking at the others. He's always thinking, what's gonna work? He's thinking about it. If you said, why shouldn't you lure him? Because then it became your idea. You're only somebody that validates things. You don't tell anybody what to do. That's not who you are. If you say, what about Billy Joe Armstrong? He doesn't have to tell anybody what to do. They're at the ready to do whatever he needs. He's thinking. If you said, I don't give him a chance to think, I just start saying, down, 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 and pointing at the ground. All right, hang on. I gotta go let Mr. Yoshi out. Hang on. He'll holler like that if I don't hurry. He'll just take it upon himself. Oh, Mr. Yoshi. Oh, Mr. Yoshi. Hi, Sharon. Oh, hi, Enrique. No, but I'm understanding. Okay, this is what I want you to do with Comet, though. You need to say, it's all going faster. So you have to stop stretching the name out. This dog needs to say, if I don't hear it, if I listen close and I can hear it, or you can just start doing the silent recall. You've got to start stripping things away. You see how in these videos with these advanced dogs, I'm not adding all the arm movements or all the this, that, and the other. They're doing all the work. They have more energy than me. So yes, initially you're yakking it up and adding it, but eventually you're toning it down. If you said, just like with Gary, I can just give him one look to let him know it's time to go. Absolutely. You don't have to put on a PowerPoint presentation to let this man know you want to leave someplace. It's one look. So, you know, you're building towards that. So I can go outside. I like to move them around a little bit. Little peanuts. That's how we go in and out. All right, come on, Misty. Misty. If you said, oh, it's all about, oh, the concept's getting ready to start. You little peanuts. You see what happened? Yoshi's out there, now they see him running around. So what do they see? They see it moving. They see movement. They see movement. Let me try to move. Okay, let me go. Oh, and awful. Yoshi, oh my God, don't you dare go in there. Okay, and listen, Mike, you're not a psychiatrist. You're not able to diagnose me. My condition is called crazy LOL, not crazy. It's a different condition. It's called crazy, but then it ends with LOL. Oh, mother of God, let me get Yoshi in case you little peanuts. I can't stand it. Who can blame them? Yeah, please don't try to diagnose me, Mike. This is a very complex condition I have. It's called crazy LOL. And if I'm not careful, it could morph into you're crazy ROLMFO or whatever it is, where they're actually, my level of insanity is actually causing these people to tumble around on the floors that high of a level of insanity. They're literally rolling. Yes, I say rolling on the floor, laughing hysterically. And I'm the one that's crazy according to these people. You little peanuts. All right, hang on. I'll get my stuff. You little peanuts. I do announce myself. The concert's beginning. So he said, what about the jumping up? I think you see how by now, if every effing time I came in here, I scratched their heads and said, this is what I'm looking for, we'd start having a problem by now. If you said, what about this way? Not so much. They're not even trying to jump. It's not about corrections. To them, it's just reactions, and you're slow. If you said, well, I think of things, you would have to legitimately say that I think of animals that are way slower and have way slower reflexes than me as superior. Like, if you said what? Like a sloth. So I, as a human being, look at a sloth and say, that is a superior animal to me. So if you said, you're trying to say they look like a sloth to them, I mean, when they can just put you in the dust in 5 seconds at a dead run, you're not even in the same atmosphere with them. You're not. So I have that 5-second rule. Don't let one carry away at a dead run for more than 5 seconds. If you said, well, I can't react in a 5-second time frame, you're in trouble then. Because you see on so many of my videos, I mean, if you really analyze it, if you say, I can, rather than react, but the first thing that I do is go like that. If you said you're not supposed to look at the remote, I know, but that's what I do. I go like that, or whatever. I'm always going like that, or something. I'm always moving my hand around with it, the remote. So I start walking and looking down at it. And you say, well, they can't see you anyway. I know, they can't see me anyway, but, you know, that's just my conditioned response. If you said, is that what it should be? Not really. I mean, if you said, well, how should it should work from your brain waves. Hello, you should be able to throw your thoughts. Mike's like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's like that one where I don't know, there was some sitcom or something where it was Frasier. I'm going to go find it, where they stood up for this guy and said, he's not crazy. You know, da-da-da-da-da. You know, the guy was just like all well-read and knew all this stuff. And, you know, he was like super intellectual. Frasier and his brother, Niles, were all just like, you know, oh, how terrible and all this stuff. And, you know, stood up for him at some, I don't know, there's some city council meeting or something. If you said, then what happened? Then the guy came in like naked, singing songs and everything, and they're like, oh crap, you know. This is Mike right now. You just throw your brain waves, hello? You'd have a helmet or something, you throw your brain waves, that's how they know. But if you said, what's the key here? And again, I'm always thinking about my feet. If I didn't videotape who knows what kind of feet I'd have, Mike? Crazy feet. Is there such a thing? Is there such a thing? Is there an Indian name called Crazy Feet? Because it still bothers me. I almost can't even watch my own videos without saying straighten your feet, straighten your feet. Even if I just leave them a little bit crooked. If you said, because you were always teased as a kid, I was probably. I mean, I know I was like, I had pigeon toes or something. I could never get the right kind of shoes that I wanted. My mother would never let me have like boys' tennis shoes. Like I always wanted to get those. Dr. Malkin, are you there? Like those Keds. I'm going to get some now. I'll buy my mother some for Christmas. That's what I'll do. The ones with fur on the inside. And I wasn't allowed to get those. I only had to get the girl tennis shoes. If you said, what were those like? Back in those days, not very cute. They were so ugly, I just refused to wear them. Dr. Malkin's office is emailing me. Yeah, Dr. Malkin's not going to be able to take your case. You can blame him. If you said, what about going outside? I'm not going out there. It's cold and windy. I already knew that. If it rains here in winter, That means it's because it's ahead of a cold front, and the next day it's going to be cold. You know, if you said, I never do that, I never wore down, well, that's why they don't do it. You are a precious little pet. I mean, my arm, this arm especially, is obviously not planning on taking any action. You know, you have to learn. I mean, I do want to have a school, Mike. I don't even know if I have the patience. I mean, yeah, but then I watch Hell's Kitchen. I think, Jesus, this guy's 10 times meaner than me. Maybe I need to ramp it up a little. You know, telling these people, listen, you know, if you don't start changing, I mean, I could see, I don't see anything. I don't see anything anywhere. I see a big mess. I see a big mess. I see people actually proud of the fact, those people, that one Forever Home thing, they watched Dog Whisper and Wolf documentaries and opened a school. You saw that place. It looked like the Sean O'Shea School of Fools. And if you said which one, the one where the dog killed the people the first day. And then, of course, gives the e-collar a bad name by the second they took the shock collar off is when it did it. If you said, what did you say? Mother of God, where's this place's Facebook page? If you said you went on there, yeah, sized it up pretty quick. A bunch of people standing there in a small room with a leash and a long line and an e-collar. If you said in a small room, I don't think they were using food. You know, when people say, I don't want to use treats, I mean, do you want to eat treats? Let's just change the perspective here. You know, I can see that you're not an empath, but let's try to invoke some empath. This is the skills I'm learning from Dr. Malcolm. We do what's called an empath prompt. We prompt them to be more empathetic. Yes, I understand. If you said, but in such a harsh way like you. No, Dr. Malcolm's not like me. You know, you say, I know, but what about you? Is there really any joy without snacks? And if they say, I don't like snacks, if you said, then what? You have very deadpan looks. Mumbling under your breath is any other. There's nobody that doesn't like snacks. So if you said, will this behavior persist? It will. If you continue down this path, and if you said you're not making a big, everything is implied. If you said, what's the implication? Certain behaviors lead to success. Okay, there goes his head down. That's the internal dialogue. Not, oh, I better not jump up. I'll get in trouble. Rolled it over to that one. So he's really going to have to think. I'm going to do the exhale look. I'm going to scoot back. You know, I mean, I think if you showed if dogs could suddenly speak, but, you know, they still had their same level of awareness with some device they invented. What does this human look like instilling? What does it look like it's stealing? Yeah, they're not going to say, oh, it looks like it's getting ready to jump. If you say, I don't model behavior, that's wrong, man. Then you're doing it wrong. Where else are they going to get ideas? If you say, what about you? Yes, I still get ideas. I see something, I copy it. If you said, I don't do that. I saw Mike was like, hurry, hurry, hurry. Not certain behaviors are wrong. I better not do this. I better not do that. I mean, they just don't think like they're living in the moment. they're living in the moment, and you know, they're basing the future on the past. If this behavior was successful as before, the chance of it being successful again is much higher than some other random behavior. Let's try it and see. If you said they try it, then it is. Oh, you little default doubters. Oh, you little default doubters. If you said, why don't you want to add verbal? That's not their language. That's not their language. Look at your stomach. Oh my gosh, this butter crunch. Fine, I get it. Look at your stomach. If you said, how quickly should it lead to success? Quickly. If you said, what would you want to be careful? Somebody that was too, you have to have fluidity to your movement and a predictability to your movement. And if you said, it's always introspective. It's always introspective. I'm going away, I'm going away. Look how close he's looking at my hands. You little Mr. Peanut. Even there, it's very obvious. I'm going back to the, I don't know how I even know these things, Mike. I don't know how I know these things. I don't know how I know these things. Yeah, but you've got to do it that way. If you said that's how they do it in AKC, they do have the arm in. For sure. And if you said, when don't they have the arm in? They have that kind of healing where they have the arm out like that. If you said that seems awkward, for sure. Nobody's going to continually walk like this, nor should you. It's, if you said, I'm just keeping the dog in that, I mean, how do you do the turn away? I mean, if you said, well, that Danny Wells does it. Oh, yeah, exactly. All right, so if you said, get it to lay down, so let me try a couple things. I got the rest of them doing it. I got this one. I got Dasher, Dancer, Dancer. So add the exhale. Add the curled paw. Scary. Spooky. You know, you have to say they have that level of consciousness. If it's deliberately trying to copy you, the only logical conclusion that it could come to, if what you're doing is basing it on this. If you said, I never do my arms like that. I was getting ready to say that was the tell, but I didn't want to say anything and interrupt it. But you saw it, Mike. This one's looking at my arms. It's trying to think what's going on here. Here it goes. A lot of them have a precursor. If you see, it just goes over on its hip. If you said it's going to bend its paw when it lays down, it might. Look at both of my hands. If you said, does its paw bent? If you don't find that scary, if it's making an effort to copy, I mean, how hard is it? Look at people. It's very easy for them to copy. Anybody can copy somebody else. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? If I said, oh, here. I mean, if you just said in the moment, immediately, okay, here, do this, okay, copy. That game Simon Says. You know, it's just a common strategy. You know, it's a life strategy. If you said something, it is for me. If you say, well, I need ideas. If you say, what do I say? I need ideas. So if you said, I see them online and I start copying them. I understand. I'm going to ask Dr. Malik if he can take me as a patient. He might help me understand. Oh, I can show him pictures of my Amazon boxes. If you said you expect these people to say, oh my God, I've never seen anybody like you. Oh my God. No, I don't expect them to say that. I would expect them to say, it's your very classic textbook case of this and this and this. If you said that would help you understand yourself better, probably. I would hope. All right, let's see if I can get my back. If it was trying to copy you, what would that mean in dog? I'm just gonna chew his tail. That's not gonna work. Do it with, remember Mike, there was some, was that what it was, the bent hand thing? If you said, what are you thinking to yourself? All right, let's see if I can get this one to do it. Again, or if you said it's a coincidence. I know, but after so many coincidences, you gotta say it's not a coincidence. It's a function of your actions, and it's normal behavior. You're just augmenting it. All right, watch. So there's the bent paw. She just sort of melted into a diamond. If you said, what, I haven't moved my feet at all. If you said, what about people that scoot their feet around? I still think of that one idiot. Came out here, this guy, boots this big, running around like King Kong, scaling the puppy. The guy's feet were bigger than the puppy. You said, well, he was graceful. Not really. Not graceful. Yeah, if you said a guy like this would scare a baby, that's what you have to say to yourself. It's an infant. Anyway, I've got my laying down, so amazing. All right, look, this one got up. All right, let me see if I can get him. All right, well, upstairs. She's going to look at my hands. Watch. I didn't even do the delivery to hand part yet. If we say if you're going to do it, should you do it in this order? If you start doing the delivery hand, they're going to kind of drop off anyway and start falling asleep anyway. Ew, little peanuts. Anyway, I'm probably just going to let them go to sleep, and then I'll come back. I'll do the delivery to hand tonight when they're more. You know, but it's all very, if you're trying to come at it, sit, sit, sit. He said that's what everybody does. Yes. And look at the result everybody gets. If you said, what I'm doing is evidence-based training, show me the evidence. How much time do you have? My response to anybody that said, show me the evidence of what you're talking about would be, how much time do you have? How much time do you have? And do you have a couple research assistants that can help you go through this footage? You said, how long is it going to take to see a pattern? Not long. But since you need a lot of evidence, I would go through all of it. Mike's like, uh-oh. All right, watch. If you said, well, it's just going to be better than somebody that just goes in there and ruffles them all up and they jump all over them. Exactly. You know, if you don't want your puppy to be better than other puppies, you need to go somewhere else. Because, you know, if they're terrible, it's the people. If the dog won't come to you and you don't think that has anything to do with you, you know, every dog you have will come to you, but it's not a function of anything you're doing. It's just a dog that needs to be taught. Yikes. That doesn't sound right. I'm like the puppy whisperer, Mike. Oh, what about that for a name? Is that original at all? I know there's a lot of dog whisperers. But, listen to me, Mike. Is there a puppy whisperer anywhere? He winked at me. All right, so if the challenge was to get all of them, all I could do is get this one down, I win. You little peanut. I didn't move my feet at all though, and I didn't clap my hands, and I did move them around a little bit. And if you said you need to continue, oh yeah, you're starting on a fast trajectory towards that. Oh, Frisbee's coming. Frisbee, the one from Labrador Father Teaches Puppies to Swim. So he's coming on the 26th. I guess maybe the day after Christmas. So I'll have 3 days to shoot the sequel. Labrador Grandfather Teaches Grand Puppies. Who the hell would click on? How cold-hearted of a son of a bitch you have to be not to click on that shit. Grandfather teaches his grandfather, just to make it even more dramatic, as his legacy. Yeah, there you go. Alright, let me go train Yoshi. I don't know why he's not such a fit. Anyway, that's where we're at. So you're just exiting, you're not sitting there saying, goodbye, can I say goodbye? It's like a baby, you're just sneaking out once they're asleep. Ouch! Alright, let me show you what I've done here. I'm starting them with the crate training. So if you said how, now they got their little crate in here with their new toy. So if you said so now, it's just like their little, you know, it'll be like a little bedroom with the little, yeah. Oh, they've already started going in there. Yeah, oh, they'll be on there. So all of you guys need to go get big stuffed animals. If you said where, you can get them at Walgreens. If you said get one, you need to get 3 or 4. And fill it up, the crate up with the big things like this for now, so that, oh, that's playing the role of, you know, look at this. Not a care in the world. All right, guys, I'm gonna try to get a little bit of training done if it's not too cold. But I don't think any of you want me catching pneumonia. Oh, hi, Linda. Hang on, let's see what else is here. Hi, Blair. Oh, Kimberly Ann. Oh, I hope you're learning a lot of tips, girl. Yeah. You know, if you said, what's to me the biggest problem with dogs, that nobody knows how to train them. People systemically do everything wrong. Thus, you know, if I was a dog and I looked back, I'd say, oh my God, how could I have succeeded with what you provided? You and your sit. You and your wait for my food. Later I just said, to hell with you. I just couldn't take it anymore. Every day, twice a day, wait. I just snapped. I couldn't take it anymore. Now this woman says that you were doing it wrong. It wasn't me. Anyway. You're just saying to yourself, if you said, what about kids? Yes. You're immediately saying that about kids. The kid's going to copy me. If you say people say that about the dog, no, they don't say that. They start rubbing its head and doing all these things. Pretty soon the dog is copying him. If you say, what do you mean? It's jumping all over him, putting his paws all over him. If you say their head, if it's a kid, well, yeah, they'll jump right and scratch kid right in the face, everything else with their paws. If you say, people do now, they're just copying. I'd say, exactly. They mimic behavior, and that's innate. If you said in what species, from what I can gather, all mammals. Most other things, I mean, if you said what about amoebas, I don't know anything about amoebas. If you said what about Dr. Malkin, does he know anything about them? I don't know, but I can ask him more session. I'm going to an online psychiatrist now, Kimberly. So many people on the internet have told me I'm crazy. Oh, crazy, LOL. I've now had to get an online psychiatrist. If you said, Kelly, that sounds crazy. See, you're doing it too. All right, you guys, I gotta go out. I'm just trying to go outside and train, but oh no. So my picture froze. Anyway, I don't know if my picture froze, but all right, you guys, bye.